Hello all. In this presentation, we are going to discuss about proof of work consensus mechanism in Bitcoin. Now let's see what is proof of work, and later on we will discuss what is consensus. So if I give you a safe lock secured with a number lock and I ask you, can you please find the password for this lock? Of course, I will give you some kind of incentive. Let's say I'm giving you €100 for this. What you will do, you will try to find out different possible combinations of this lock. Maybe you will get the solution in 1 hour, or maybe you will get the solution in 2 or 3 days. You will come up with the solution and you will open this box. So this solution can be treated as the proof of work. Let's see another example. Here I'm giving you a one-way function. One-way means if you have some kind of inputs and you have some kind of output, so you can calculate the output with the help of these two inputs, but vice versa is not possible, which means if you have output, you cannot calculate the value of inputs. This function is like a black box. We don't know what is going inside. You just have to give input values and you will get output. Now, let's say if I give you the value of x here, I give you the value of z here, and I ask you to find the value of y such that this whole function become true. What you will do, you will try all possible values for y, and once you get the right answer, you will see that it is satisfying this function, and you will get the output z is equal to 93. So the value of y here can be treated as a proof of work. In this case, incentive could be €100. But let's say if we talk about uh, larger amount of incentive, let's say €10,000. In that case, definitely I will give you a very hard problem. So in the next slide, we will discuss such type of function which is not very easy, where it is not very easy to find the solution. Now let's talk about a complex one-way function where it is very hard to find solution, and you need a huge computational power to calculate the solution for such functions. So you can see here, this is a function that is actually designed by cryptographers, and it takes an arbitrary size of input. In general, when we work on programs, when we work on hardware level, we provide inputs in bit form, that is 0, 1, 1, 0, and we also get the uh, output in bit form. So if you are providing some kind of input to this function, you will get a fixed size output. And this output is called hash value. And this is the reason this function known as hash function. If you want to learn more about this function, you can study symmetric cryptography, where you will learn how to design such functions. Now let's see the practical implementation. Here I'm using a very known hash function, SHA-256. So 256 here represents the output. There are many other algorithms, many other hash functions you can use also, like SHA-384, where the output size is 384. Here output size is 512. And this output is, this 256 represent the output size in bit form. So for the convenience here on the website, they have used um, alphanumeric values. Let's say if I'm giving some input here, 0, you will get some kind of output, unique output. If you change it, 1, you will get different output. And you can increase the size of input, 0, 1, 0, 1. You will always get a unique 256-bit output. And the special thing is you don't know the size of input. It could be very long. So if I give you this value and I ask you, can you please calculate the input of this function, it is very hard because you don't know what is the size of input. And you have to try, maybe you will try first from this one, and then you have to go through many bits. And therefore, this type of problems requires a huge computational power. And this function is used by proof of work based networks. If you have already some information about blockchain, you may be aware that blockchain is a sequence of blocks, and each block contains some kind of transactions. And these blocks are connected by hash references. So it's like if you have 3 blocks here, you will put the information of this block into a hash function. You will get some hash value, some unique hash value, and that hash value will be stored in the next block. Similarly, you will again take the hash value of this block and you will store it in the next block. And this is how the blockchain network is very secure. So if someone wants to remove this whole block, or if someone wants to change a single bit from this block, the hash value will be completely different. So therefore, it is almost impossible to change the value from blockchain. Therefore, it is very secure. Now, we know about the proof of work. Now let's discuss about consensus mechanism in Bitcoin. So consider if this is a public network and there are many nodes added to this network. So if we talk about the proof of work based consensus, any node from the network can add a new block to the blockchain. And for that, the network will give you a puzzle, or the network will give you a problem for which you have to find the solution. And this solution is called proof of work. Once you provide the solution, the other members will verify your block and your solution. And if they are okay, it is added to the network, it is added to the blockchain. Now, let's say if you are some node on the network, what is your goal? You will collect some unconfirmed transactions from the network. You will save it in a block. And if you are able to add this block to the blockchain, you are called a miner. But the question is why you will do this? What is the incentive? Why you will waste your computational power? So the answer is you will get some kind of incentive, that is reward in terms of Bitcoin, and you will also get transaction fee. Very nice. But remember, we have to solve the cryptographic puzzle given by the network, and we have to provide the proof of work. And once we done this, the other members will verify our solutions and the block, and then you can add this block to the network. Now let's see how a node can solve the puzzle in the network, or how he can provide the proof of work to the network. In this case, the network will give you a hash value, a very long hash value. And let's say you have a hash function with two inputs, block and nonce. Nonce is nothing but it is just variable, and block is the value of previous block. You just put it inside the function and try to find the different values of nonce so that the output of this hash function is less than given a hash value by the network. If you can find such value so that your hash function output is less than the network hash value, this will be your proof of work. We can also check uh, the website for Bitcoin. Let's see how they work. This one, you can see here the latest block which was mined. It was before 6 minutes. Before that, it was 31 minutes, and it was mined by a pool. Pool means a group of computers. Sometimes a node can be a very big server, or a node can be a group of several computers who together try to find the solution for the network problem. These are the unconfirmed transaction. You can take some transactions from here, you can save it in a block, and then try to solve uh, the solution, try to solve the puzzle given by the network. And once you solve it, you can add it to the network. Now, once you got the solution, once you got the proof of work, uh, you can distribute it, or you can broadcast it to the whole network. You will broadcast it along with your block, created block, and the other nodes in the network will verify your block and your solution. And once majority of the network will verify it, the block will be added to the blockchain. So if we see the whole process here, let's say there are some transactions on the network. Being a miner or being a node, if you want to mine a new block, you will collect some transactions and you will store in block. And then you will find the puzzle. You will try to find the solution of this puzzle and provide the proof of work and broadcast it to the network. The network, majority of the node, they will verify your block and proof of work. And if it is done, the new block is added to the blockchain. And that's the whole process of Bitcoin consensus mechanism. There are many other consensus mechanisms, and you can also study about that. But if we talk about the Bitcoin consensus mechanism, this is the whole process. Thank you so much.